Our next talk is Peter Ward. He's talking on behalf of WAHSA. Peter's going to be doing two talks. We're going to do the first part one, and then we're going to have a short break to fill the room again, and then we're going to carry on with the second part. So, Peter Ward, thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Just a talk on the Work at Height Safety Association, and an initiative we're going to try and put in place to provide more information for professional safety officers, etc. So I thought, first of all, we should tell you really a bit about Work at Height Safety Association, who we are. We represent the manufacturers of personal fall protection equipment, and also some associated products such as anchor systems, etc. Of all the trade associations in the AIF, we are possibly the smallest and have probably the least potential to grow to a larger size. We represent these manufacturers, which are most of the leading players in our sector. And we took a decision to sort of, rather than to try and grow and to have some grand ambition, to represent the interests of the members and try and find an angle to help out the general users of our products. So when you look at the products that we manufacture, you find that a lot of the other AIF bodies utilise our products, so we're quite an influence, even if we're not always involved in each of the separate trade associations. For examples of that are IPAF using personal protective equipment as a restraint system in MUPEs, the installer scheme talked about, their installers will use our products, etc. So one of the big aims of the organisation really was to try and define how people could use our products and make sure that we didn't get comeback on them. We're quite conscious that if people abuse or misuse a product, that it reflects badly on ourselves and generally results in sort of either bad press or sort of a lack of sales. Whereas if we can correct it from the start, then maybe we can cure the issue. We also have a lot of information in our organisation, which means that we can provide quite a huge amount of detail backed up by people at design, that manufacture, that test, and that also train people on products. So one of our initiatives was to try and get this out to the market, and we've chosen to put guidance notes out, which there's a range of. And the guidance notes should give you a basic understanding on a given topic. They're not designed to be teach yourself or an expert part, but they're designed to be a reference point, and we were quite keen that they covered a wide variety of topics. The topics here consist of ones that we've either produced or will aim to produce, and most of them give you sort of a background information into the topics, that you understand where it comes from. They then give you a little bit more of the detail, maybe point you at some of the legislation that's covered, maybe point you at some of the do's and don'ts, the common sort of how to look after. The current issues that we had, though, are how we promote this. And having looked at who they were for, we identified that sort of if we understood that maybe a safety officer might use it as a source, that if a user might use it as a source to ensure that he's got the right equipment, but also that procurement could use it to ensure that they were actually buying the right things. And then we looked at which sectors they related to. So you may find that a safety officer might cover quite a number of different sectors, but you might find a user only covers one, so uses a specific item or items, and so they may dip into a few. The issue that we have then is how we can get round to these people, and as a small trade association we felt that we could promote them via the AIF, which is what we're doing here, but we could also promote them via our website, and so we're going to work quite heavily on how to revise the website. One important thing about the sheets are that if they're not kept current and maintained, they will obviously become less relevant, and so an aim is to is to go through the list of these guidance notes and bring them up to date on a periodic basis, but also look for changes in legislation or anything like that, anything that may affect it, to try and make sure that we can keep them current. One of the biggest tools we think that will come out for us will be the relaunch of a website, so to which will be a lot more, a lot simpler to use, a lot easier for us to put changes in. And we're hoping that this becomes seen by safety officers, by users as a source of information that you can basically go and pick details from and either download it, view it, or forward it on to people. So the website is due out in June 2013. Until then, the same address will get you to our website, and it's just slightly more difficult to navigate. So it's sort of basically an improved area. The additional parts that you will be able to get to on the website is you will be able to also view the members, and from there you'll be able to gain access to them specifically if you wish. But effectively our aim is to put technical data on there, give it as a resource, and then you can view it. There you go. Nice and simple.